Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Salutations to you brothers out there preaching this word in sincerity and truth. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. All right, we come out here every Sunday, all right, every week to prophesy the downfall of America. All right, the downfall of these so-called white people. Because you white people, you Edomites, all right, because that's your biblical nationality. You rule this planet, man. You've been ruling this planet for the last 500 years, man. And you've been ruling in pure wickedness, man. All right? You go around the world polluting, all right, polluting the earth, all right, destroying nations in their way of life, and imposing your evil way of life on them, man. All right? Because you did this to our people, man. All right? We're the Hebrew Israelites, man. All right, the Hebrew Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right? This is your biblical nationality, man. All right? You're Israelites, man. Okay? You're not black. You're not Latino. You're not Native. You're not anything you want to call yourself. That's what you're not, man. But you're a Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, man. All right? That's what we come out here to tell you, man. We're the prophets of the Heavenly Father, man. All right?
Micah chapter 2, verse 2. I'll start off with 1. 2 and 1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yeah, woe means destruction, man. All right, who's devising iniquity right now, man? The so-called white man, Esau, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, they're ruling the earth, man. And they was given the earth, man. Job 9:24, man. They was given the earth to rule for a certain period of time, all right, by the Heavenly Father. All right, when your time is up, the Most High is going to take you out, man.
Right.
All right, and we're in the process, it's like, and the Most High is in the process of taking you out, man. All right.
I just want to ask what you said. Pursuant to, I believe, it's Proverbs 29:2, right? It says, when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. And we're clearly, they have to be the wicked because the earth is mourning.
Yeah.
The plants and the earth is suffering, the ground of the earth is mourning. The people in uproars, nobody's happy on the planet Earth right now. Nobody. Okay, that's how you know that they're the wicked and that they're ruling. So-called white man, Esau, or the Edomites according to the Bible. Okay, but it said, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And when the kingdom of heaven comes and we're back in power, the Israelites under Yahweh Shai and King David, once we're in rulership and righteousness, the people of the earth will rejoice. Okay?
All the nations are going to rejoice because the righteous are in authority. All right, they're going to be taught the proper way to live. You know,
They don't like their God.
exactly. They're gonna enjoy life. You know.
Not as much as us, but they're going to enjoy it. Anyway, it says, verse 2 is the point. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence.
Yeah, they covet fields and take them by violence, man. All right, they go to a country, all right, and they scope out the natural resource that they can basically use and basically exhaust, all right, exhaust the resource of that certain land, and what they do, they covet and they take it by violence, man. All right, they take it by violence, like you did the Ephraimites, the so-called Puerto Ricans, man. All right, what's that one guy named Cortez? Him and Conquistadors. All right, him and his band of goons went to what that island, Puerto Rico. That was Christopher. They went to all of them, man. All of the Edomites, man. All right, they went to the islands, Puerto Rico, to be an example. And what they do, man, they seen the Ephraimites living good, man. All right, they seen them decked out pretty much, man, with gold, silver. All right, rubies. They was playing with rubies and diamonds and stuff like that, man. All right, and what they do, man, like, oh man, they got all that. We gotta take it. We gotta take it from them. All right, fast forward 500 years. You American Edomites Edomites, that's what you're doing right now, man. All right? Because this is Babylon, according to the Bible, man. All right? You American Edomites are doing it, man, with your American military, man. All right? You have over, I believe, 800 military bases and embassies all over the earth, man.
It says, in houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Yeah, you oppress a man in his house, even in his heritage, man. All right? You got to be the last samurai. You got to last Mohican. Yeah, you got to be the Egyptians. You got to be the Israelites, claiming that you're Jews over there in the land of Israel. All right.
Taylor playing Cleopatra.
Yeah, you got to be the kings and queens of the Dark Ages. All right. The medieval times. All right. You're imposters, man. That's all you are, man. All right. And the Most High sent his men to call you out and expose you, man. All right. Can you give me Wisdom of Solomon 1:9 real quick?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 9. For inquisition shall be made into the councils of the ungodly.
Yeah, inquisition means official investigation, man. All right. The Lord sent his prophets out to investigate and expose you so-called white peoples in your wicked deeds, man. All right. Starting with the elites, man. The Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, all you rich international banking families. You've been called out, man. All right. You've been called out on your wickedness, man. All right. Go ahead.
And the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds.
That's right, man. All the iniquity, all right, all the worshiping the idols, all the destruction of our people, man. All right, destroying their minds, all the sins you so-called white people laid up. The Most High is he looks at that, man. All right, that's why he's sending his angels down to record this place, man.
Yeah, he's not going
All right.
He's not going to turn a blind eye on this.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not going to allow you just to push all your wickedness out against his chosen people. The apple of his eye, and then not only go to a certain level, then go overboard with it. You can't turn a blind eye to that.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah. You so-called white people ain't getting away with all your treachery, man. All right.
I gotta see it come. For inquisition shall be made into the councils of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds.
Yep.
For the ear of the jealousy heareth all things, and the noise of the murmuring is not hid.
Our power, our Heavenly Father, the God of the Israelites only, and not the rest of the planet. He's jealous, man. He's jealous of how you're treating his children. All right, he's not gonna turn a blind eye. What did it say after that? That's you.
And the noise of the murmuring is not hid.
And you can't. He's not gonna ignore the murmurers that's murmuring against his children.
Right.
Because that's what the so-called white man has been doing.
That's what we're doing.
He's been building up secret councils to destroy his people and everything else.
Yeah.
Those same families, international banking families, the brother name. You got it? Y'all got it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make acquisition of them.
That's right.
What they have, what they be that have hurt unjustly with the unrighteousness.
That's right. The Most High and the Son and his angels are drawing near to the earth, man. All right, he's gonna punish this place, man. All right, he's gonna punish this place, man. Okay, you have famine coming. All right, you got World War III coming. All right, you got all-out chaos coming in the streets of America, man. All right.
I'll read this again. It says, and will begin to make inquisition of them would they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled.
That's right.
They shall make an inquisition, meaning the Lord is actually going to uncover and make bare the wicked doings and the evil doings of these nations against the Israelites, man. And the Most High is using us to bring forth the charges or the judgments against the so-called white man for all that he's done. Okay? Like the brother just read in Micah, the second chapter, this devil, he gets away with, taking down people's lands, stealing their resources, taking them violently, oppressing their heritage. You've been doing that since you've been in power, man.
Right.
We can even take it locally, man. Even to this day, this man is still doing it, even within the shores of America, man. Why you think there's gentrification happening all throughout the country? You have actual older Israelites who actually have inheritances. They actually have bought property that they have the right to own and dwell in, even though they still got to pay that property tax. They still got to pay the mortgage and all that other shit, right? But they even have it over there in New York City, where you got the I don't know if it's the mayor or whoever it is, but they actually are trying to kick all the older Israelites that actually own property. They're trying to kick them out and move Edomites in. And these jakes own those properties, man. So all this causing is what? Gentrification. And they're trying to do it illegally. Trying to get them kicked out of the homes that they bought, that they purchased. That's their property, man.
Prime real estate when they bought it too.
Yeah.
That's like they say, the three most important things in real estate is location, location, location. You pick the right spot, man, you set up. So that's prime real estate where they'll take purchase that land at. Now, because there'll be one little ass house, but all these skyscraper ass apartment buildings and projects and whatever
That's
else.
how the majority of these Edomites get rich.
Yeah.
They off real estate, and what they do is they move Jake out like the brother quoted they're trying to do, and they drive the price down in the area so low, and
Flooding it with guns and drugs and everything.
And Jake want to move out, and then Esau moves in.
They're doing that to all your major downtown cities in America right now.
Yeah, that's what they do in the projects.
Yeah.
Now they're refurbishing, tearing down certain shit, building another skyscraper apartments. Now they have dwellings for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, even not hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars in each little dwelling place and every little plot on that land. And then they're building up, so the potential can only go as far as is up.
Yeah.
Instead of just one dwelling over that land.
Right.
Hey, and they're doing this illegally. See, if this was the 40s and the 30s, instead of trying to sign legal, trying to make it legal to do an illegal act, like as they're trying to do to those older jakes, they wouldn't have to just write no law down. They just go over there and just torch the city. They'll go over there and burn the shit down and rebuild it up so they can inhabit it, man. That's how Esau always operated. That's what they did to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
They'll come in like they're coming in to help.
Yeah.
They're coming to clean up and nobody want to do it.
Yeah.
They'll have the money to do it. They'll clean it up and then they'll start buying it up.
But when Esau's done with it, he just leave it. That's why the term, I think, I'm not sure, 100% sure, but the term ghetto came from. Because Esau would take these cities, and when they got tired of, not necessarily city, the area, when they got tired of it or it became infested with Jake, they moved out and left it for shit. So,
but our people are fucking bunch of assholes too. They tear up their own community as well, man. All right, that's what we're trying to convey to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that the so-called white man is your enemy, man. All right, if you people knew that, you would act a different way, man. You would move differently, man. All right.
Trying to mimic his niggardly ways.
That's right, man. All right. Yeah.
it's Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
That's right. All them policies, all them laws, the so-called white man writes up, penal codes. You know, even going to parking tickets and things of that nature, man. Like just like trivial shit, man. You know, stuff he writes up, man, is to put you in a pit, man, put you in a trap, man. All right.
To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the.
But this is what he prescribed to you, Jake, you Negro Latinos and Native Americans that don't have nothing.
Yeah.
So, right, he gave you, instead of giving you what you need, he put more hell on you. Psychological hell, emotional hell, all types of different levels of hell he threw on you. Okay, that's what he does. He gives you just like hey, we're talking about medicine, right? Prescriptions. That's what instead of solving your issues or clearing up your health, if you got issues health-wise, giving you the cures you need, people provide you something that'll give you more issues. Side effects.
I just like this. When was the last time a doctor cured anything?
Right. There's no cure to nothing.
The word doctor means to falsify. All right. It's like in the justice field, man. If you doctor up a doctor, it means to falsify, man. You know, that's the word doctor means, man. All right. The real term is physician. All right. And the physician uses herbs, man. Herbs from the earth, man. It tells you that in the scripture. Sirach 38, man. All right.
It makes you whole, makes your body run at its top optimum level again. Without the dis-ease or disease that you've been dealing with.
That you prescribed.
Right.
All right. To turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Yeah, they break the homes up.
Yeah,
and they go after the widows, or to be a widow, the other parent has to be killed, right? And then the ones that don't have fathers, they go after them too.
And you got natural rights, man. The so-called white man wants to regulate your natural rights, man. You know, the rights you have between a man and a woman. All right, the rights between a man and his children. All right.
Yeah. You can't discipline your children,
Right.
or you'll be disciplined. You know, you can't. The relations between you and your wife. If you marry, if you get married according to the state, you give the state the permission to be a third party, an overseer over your marriage. So eventually, it makes it their business.
Yeah.
Whatever goes on between you and your wife is their business.
They're like an arbitrator,
Yeah.
but they're on the wife's side.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're just on whoever gonna make the situation worse.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, however they can make the situation worse. Best way, and that's why if you look at your Negro Latinos and Native Americans, the situation you're in, there's no men in the homes.
Right.
Generally, there's no men in our homes. Why not? Because that's the best prescription to destroy a people. Take the men, the connection to the Most High God through the Lord, out of the household and out of guiding that household. Now you got a bunch of emotional ass women that have no comfort, that are guiding young men and young women to be.
That's right.
To be emotional just like their mom.
Yeah, and not think logically.
And the so-called white man knows that, man.
Yeah.
They're elites because they started this whole shit, man. You know, taking the man out the house, imposing feminism on women, saying you can be equal or above a man.
Right.
You know, that's just totally a lie, man. All right, that's a fucking lie, man.
Quick one. This is Sirach 3:9. For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation.
So can I say like this? That's why the flock of the pasture of the Most High's men and prophets are of men.
Right.
You know, if I said that right? It's of men because the purpose is the connection goes from Yahweh the Most High God to Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, down to men, and then he distributes to his family the righteous ways because there's that connection through the Spirit. Without it, you mess up everything. So that's why he has to be the one that that marries his children off. His daughter, he has to help pick a man for his daughter. He has to guide his son and help him pick a good wife for him. He keeps his whole household in order. You know, that's the way you keep a stable nation of people in order. The Most High God wrote that up to be that way. That's why this man knows it, and he took us out of it. That's why we're destroyed as a people today. So we're telling you, the reason this brother's bringing the spirit is being brought out is because us as prophets are telling you what's going to happen because you're not in that order that the Most High set up.
Yeah.
And these things have to come because you're out of order.
Yeah. Can you read that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sirach 3:9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children.
That's why it has to be a father in the household, man. The father has to be the leader of the woman and the children, man. All right, you take that out of the equation, and what you got? You got the wrong answer, man. You got confusion, man.
You got mumble rap, you got skinny jeans,
Yeah.
you got transgenderism,
You got pill popping.
pill popping, you got society today in America 2018. That's what you get. Take the
what
man
you
out
get.
the house.
Yeah.
It says, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
Root without foundation. That's why you have the woman, all right, the single parent households, man. The woman leading, man, the children, man.
Matriarchy.
That's right.
Matriarchy has been a curse to our nation, man.
That's right.
And that's you can't refute that. That's a substantiated fact, man. When you look at the statistics of the broken homes and children out of wedlock, the abortion rates, rising STD rates, that's a product of matriarchy, man.
That's right.
Not having a man establish the foundation of the house, okay? Because the man, he actually sets things in order in the household, man. You know, I'm gonna give a quick example. I just did a video on it. That young Jake that got falsely accused by that white identity extremist kite woman, corner store Caroline or whatever what they call her, Teresa Klein was her name. Why is it that she was able to do what she did against that child, which if this was the 1940s, 50s, she would have got the 9-year-old kid, Emmett Till. Why is it that she was able to get away with that and it caused so much mental trauma and distress upon that child? And then there was no justice being brought. There was nothing that could be done to actually persecute this woman for what she did. But when it was given time for them to answer to the situation that occurred, it was on Good Morning America, and when they asked, would he forgive the woman for what she did? Yeah. The mother spoke up for him and basically said, "I don't want nothing to happen to that woman. We forgive her." And then when they asked the little boy, he actually said the same thing. He was basically saying, "I forgive her. We want unity."
And that's the same spirit the niggas had after that Dylan Roof incident.
I brought that up.
Yeah.
They're the one who remember Starbucks.
Cut.
Right.
You niggas
Always trying to forget a white man.
But you see where it stemmed from, because originally the boy they had interviewed him before that, and he basically said, "I don't forgive that woman for what she did." But guess what? It took for the mom. She had to get in. She had to get in his ear and manipulate him. Eve.
Yeah, don't embarrass me on TV.
Yeah. Obviously, then maybe they came to her, they paid her, they gave her check something.
Yeah.
But she had the boy change his tune. But you see, that's the reason why you need the father in the household, man. Because the woman, she's gonna always comply. She's gonna comply and she's gonna conform. You can easily get through the child through the mother. Easily, man. It ain't gonna be that easy through the father, man. No, you go ahead, bro.
No, because a man will take time and think it through and think of what's best for the overall situation. The best thing is, this is a recurring event that's starting to happen with our people when these white women just getting called the cops. But it's not necessarily panning out the way they think it should. So you think they're gonna stop there? So they're gonna only go further and further and further. And then what happens? Now, eventually, the the hostility, the cops show up, a man with a gun has grabbed me on my ass now, and I barely escaped. Like the story in lies, you know they speak lies. The story now changes. Now the cops coming on edge, and they don't know how to handle it. He's being like, hey, no, he abruptly don't know what's going on. And now he ended up getting shot because he moved too fast for the cops. So they shoot him. This is the shit that these people do. And the man will take the time to think that through, but like, you know what? We won't touch this lady, but I hope God is going to judge something. He'll say something better than we forgive her, because that's going to make our people completely docile.
Well, but that man, he has to be a strong will, man.
Right.
Because it's a lot of males out here that are effeminate and live within the woman's conscience. Yeah. The man has to be. He has to have some type of integrity within him, man. To be like, man, fuck, ain't no forgiveness.
Ain't on TV. First off,
That's right.
Ain't no forgiveness. This is over. The situation is over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's Job 39 and verse 17. Because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding.
Yeah, what's the wisdom and understanding, man? The wisdom and understanding of this book, man, the Bible, man. All right? Because this is where all the wisdom and understanding is at, man. All right? In the Holy Scriptures, man. If you ain't got this, you living in a beastly state, man. All right? So the woman was imparted. She wasn't given, all right? That's not her lot to get the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Scripture. She has to learn from her man, man. All right?
and that's what the Most High did that on purpose, so she would be in a subjective position to her man. So the order of the household stayed in order. And what did this devil do? He went right there, kicked the man out the house, and he started back with Willie Lynch and his letters and everything he wrote about how to destroy the people. He said, take the man out the house and give all the power to the woman and watch their family crumble. That's exactly what's going on today. Now these women think that they're the heads of the household. A man shows up and they can't keep, they always butt heads on decision making. This man will give a woman the better job. And so it puts her in a masculine position and puts him in a feminine position. So now she's talking to him like, I'm the breadwinner. He's like, but so we trying to figure it out. It's the damn devil, man.
Because the Most High set it up for a woman to desire her husband, man. All right? If you look up desire, it means to yearn for, all right, to look up to, all right? She's supposed to be doing that, man. All right? But in this society, you got the men chasing the women and shit. It's supposed to be the opposite, man. All right?
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
And he set it up in balance to where the woman would need the man, and the man needs the woman.
We need women, man.
It's a balance. But not for what you think we need you for.
Right.
We need you for nurturing and guiding the house and rearing the children up. Making sure I'm taking care of the household, taking care of. I don't need you to be making decisions with me. I don't need you to be showing me how things are supposed to go.
You know what happened? When Esau got rid of the man out the house, he replaced the husband with himself so that he would be able to teach the children. And all those immoral, it's like an impure morals and standards and all these lies and deceptions, he was able to spoon feed that to your children. Because once he got rid of the man, you women were forced to go out there and work to take care of the house, to be able to, pay your rent and pay your bills and keep food on the table. Once that happened, you have to give your children over to the state. So now your children got to go and get indoctrinated under his educational system. And then he also got to get raised by the programs on the television. Okay? So basically, who's really instructing your children? Esau. But he goes through the woman, and the woman, she has to give her child over. At least the job of the father was to actually instruct and teach his child in the way that he should go. You know, that was the job of the father, man. Okay, outside of protecting and providing, you're supposed to instruct and teach your sons and your daughters, man.
It's Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
He will not depart, man. Well, I mean, that's going into the scriptures, man. You gotta teach your child according to the Bible, man. All right, the ways of what the Most High wants you to do to raise a family based on how to live, man. All right, what's that? Ecclesiastes 12.
This Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth.
All right, who teaches the youth, man? All right, the father first, then the woman supposed to teach. All right, teach the children, man. It goes in that order, man. All right. Go ahead.
While the evil days come not.
Yep, train up a child in his youth while evil days come not, man. All right, so
It's prophecy that the evil days are coming. But if you train your child up in the righteous ways, he's gonna have to be sweating all the negativity coming. He's gonna be aware and he's gonna know how to conduct himself to the spirit when it happens.
yep. If you don't do that, he's gonna be brought up worshiping other gods, man. All right, he's gonna be that old bottle that you can't put new wine in, man. The law, statutes, commandments, man. The ways of the Lord in it, man. You can't do it, man. All right, because he hasn't been taught as a child. All right, in the wisdom and understanding of Heavenly Father, man. All right, that's why our people are bugged out, man. And also, scripturally, it all comes down to the election process. You know that. All right, but the Lord, He's gonna save His elect, man. All right, He has a chosen number of Israelites, 144,000 in the 1/3, that He's gonna save out. All right, save out of America, but before it's destroyed, man, by thermonuclear destruction, man. All right, and us being the prophets, man, we come out here to preach that righteous frequency in the hopes of waking up the elect, man. All right, once the elect is sealed, man, America is through, man. All right, America's through already, but that's when the all hell's gonna break loose, man. Once the elect is sealed, man. All right. Women gonna be put to death. Little babies gonna be put to death. All right. Little dogs and cats gonna be put to death. All right. Everything's gonna be destroyed, man, except the elect, man. All right. Over here in the shores of America.
Who was reading?
Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
That was the end of that Ecclesiastes 12. Still right there.
Yeah. You got something?
Yeah, the little kids. Sirach 30, and we'll start up at 3, but no, I gotta start at 1. It said, he that loveth his son causes him often to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's what the Lord is doing to His men, man. All right, He chastising us, man. All right, but in the end, we're gonna be well-rounded individuals. We're gonna be perfect, man.
Every good well-balanced child grew up with a strong man in their family, or at least someone that guided them, that let them know that there were penalties for crossing the line. They learned discipline through that. It says, he that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. It says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy. All right. So if the father was teaching the son righteously, our people know that the so-called white man and these other nations are our enemies, man.
We wouldn't trust them to put themselves in vulnerable positions against them.
All right, and you want to be easy to forgive them, man. No matter how much money they fucking offer you with, man. All right. He said a gift destroys the heart. All right.
says, okay, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
Yeah.
Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead.
That's right. Though his father died. Read that. Read that part.
It says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
That's right. So if you bring up your son, all right, in righteousness, when you die, it's basically you living through him, man. All right, and he's living through you. All right, so he has your spirit. All right,
And that's the reason why when you go to war with your enemy, if you don't take out that child and their seed, you're basically gonna leave generations of war. You know, because their children are gonna grow up and they're gonna hate their father's enemy.
There's a movie that shows that Slacker was on the Bronx tour.
yeah,
He when the little kid in the movie, when the kid he saw Sonny the gangster, he saw him beat up a guy.
Some kill a guy.
Yeah, he was killed. He killed him. He shot him and killed this guy. Right. His son was there. He seen it go down. Well, 15, 16 years later, the kid grew up and came back and killed Sonny. Spoiler alert, my bad. But hey, you should have seen the movie already. It's a good movie.
yeah.
But he came back and got him. That was exactly the point.
Hey, and even the scriptural example, when you look up the Moabite stone, and it has like writing in Hebrew, and it's basically the king of Moab. He was venting about how he didn't like how King David and his mighty men put a slaughter to them, man. Somebody look real quick. Somebody look up the Moabite town, the Moabite stone. Because it basically it shows you that King David had his neck on all those heathens. So you don't think the heathens that escaped, King David's reign, you don't think that their children grew up with resentment against the throne of David?
Right.
And that's why after King David fell, he passed, and then King Solomon rose up, and then he fell, and then he died, and then he left his sons, and then next thing you know, that's when all these other nations started to try the throne, man. Started coming back against Israel. Because their fathers taught them who their enemy was, man.
Right.
So, hey, your enemy is, if they're smart, if they're wise, they ain't finna make no agreements or no pacts with the enemy. Okay? They're gonna like what does that saying go? Keep
your friends
keep your
close.
friends close, but keep your enemies closer. So I can what? So I can observe them and view them, man. Watch out for them. But you're still gonna stay separate from them. You're not gonna come together with them. And that's what our people do. In this society, they've been taught to just, after they get their head kicked and get their ass whooped, all right, well, let's just hug them, and maybe they'll
love them to their nice.
maybe they'll slow down on whooping our ass.
That's right. That buck breaking.
Yeah.
That's what happened when during the slavery time.
Let's just align ourselves with our oppressors. So maybe it'll alleviate, them, striking down on us and beating our asses and shit.
That's that docile Martin Luther King spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's
That
that
poison.
comply and
And let them walk over
yeah,
you.
you want to walk over you and do as they want.
And get Isaiah.
I had that account of Kings
And Kings,
about the boat.
hold that real quick and get Isaiah 51 and 23. And this was been done to our people, man, because of that docile spirit,
It's Isaiah chapter 51. And
And we ain't telling our people to incite riots and nothing like that. But
Now,
the
why?
spirit that, like the 9-year-old Jake and his mom, that type of spirit right there is why these nations will continue to walk all over you. They're going to continue to get away with doing whatever it is that they want to do. Go ahead,
this is Isaiah chapter 51 and 23. I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said into thy soul, bow down that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
Yeah, basically, these nations can walk over you like a damn doormat, man, and treat you however they want to treat you. You know, and get off with it, man. They shoot you down in the streets. They can tell you ain't welcome in this restaurant, nigga. Or we gonna call the police. We gonna call 911. You know, they can do they doing all type of manner of shit to you, man. And what do you niggas do? Oh well, we gotta walk hand in hand with them. We want unity. We want love. Yeah. And we trying to seek love. We want peace. You know, back in '92, when that nigga
Can we
Rodney
all
King,
get along?
can we get along? You know,
After they done beat his damn
after
brains
they
in.
done beat your ass damn near beyond recognition, man.
That's why the scripture said Judah is a lion's whelp, man. He's a lion just beat down, man. All right, but the Most High gonna raise you niggas up, man. And prophecy, we gonna go against Esau, man.
Hey, and that's like I was going back to putting the woman over the house. The woman, she's not gonna have that same spirit that the man has, man. The man that, you know, we usually be like, hey, fuck that. Fuck that. I know who my enemy is, man. And I'm gonna tell my children to stay away from his children. The mom, she's gonna be, you know, very submissive. She submits. There's no threat of resistance from the female, man. It's always gonna come from the male, and these upper elites, they understand that. That's why they brought out a women's liberation and feminism, man. And put the power of the female over the male. As long as they got that dynamic in the earth, there's no resistance against the high class ruling class hierarchy, man. Okay. But Salah, that was it on that. You got the translation of the Moabite. It's called the Mishas. The Misha still. Now read because this is a Moabite. All right, and on the stone it's written in Hebrew, so they was able to translate it from the Hebrew to the English. So this is what he had to say. Go ahead and get that, bro.
All right, this is LloydThomas.org. Misha Stele translation, Moabite stone. Sometimes called the Moabite stone. This 9th century BC inscription by the Moabite King Mesha is a memorial of Mesha's victories over Omer, king of Israel, and his son, who had been oppressing Moab.
Who had what?
Oppressing Moab.
Oppressing Moab, because hey, it tells you that King David, he was the head of the heathen. All right, he said over Edom shall I cast my shoe, Moab shall be my washpot. He was trying. Basically, King David was triumphant over the nations, man. Because he has subjugated all of them, and he put their asses down and made them subject to what? To tribute. So these nations, they were oppressed, just like how we're under the other nations, and we feel oppressed. The nations felt the same way when we were ruling. When the kingdom of Judah and the rest of the tribes under King David's throne, we were in power, man. Okay? And they couldn't rebel because we were too mighty. They couldn't protest or none of that shit like we do today.
Man, we couldn't for a long time either.
Yeah.
That just shows you that the society's going down.
Exactly.
Power's going down.
Exactly. Go ahead,
All right, translation is listed line by line. All right, and it reads, I am Mesha, son of Chemosh, the king of Moab.
Chemosh is the idol or the god of the Moabites.
Right.
That's an idol. Go ahead.
The Debonite, my father was king of Moab 30 years, and I reigned after my father, and I built this high place for Chemosh in the citadel, a high place of salvation, because he saved me from all the kings, and because let me be victorious over all my adversaries. Omri, was king of Israel, and he oppressed Moab for many days, because Chemosh was angry with his land. And his son replaced him, and he also said, I will oppress Moab, in my days he spoke thus. But I was victorious over him and his house, and Israel suffered everlasting destruction, and Omri had conquered the land of Madaba. And he dwelt there during his reign and half the reign of his son 40 years. But Chemosh returned it in my days, so I rebuilt Baal Meon, and the water reservoir in it, and I built Kiratin. The man of Gad had dwelt in Ataroth from of old, and the king of Israel built Ataroth for him. But I fought against the city and took it, and slew all the people, and the city became the property of Chemosh and Moab.
So he basically rebelled and started killing off the Israelites, man. All right. So this is a man who was taught by his father that, hey, we were oppressed and enslaved by those Israelites. So we need to return and we need to attack, man. And this is when not just Moab, Edom, all of them, they all started to rebel against the kingdom of Israel, man.
And you know what's happening today? Those Russians, those North Koreans, those Chinese, they're teaching their kids the same thing about America.
I was just going to bring up Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Father and son. Now, as Kim Jong-il was kind of docile politically, but Kim Jong-un, he didn't get that from nowhere. He got that spirit from somewhere. It got passed down to him. Somebody bit in his ear, and from a little boy, because he hates this place. He play nice now, but he hates this place. He can't wait to punch the brother.
These other nations know who their enemy is.
Right.
They know who Esau's their damn enemy. It's you tribes, you Israelites. Y'all don't know who your enemy is. Y'all think that y'all still want to walk hand in hand with the so-called white man.
Like he's your illegitimate daddy, man.
And they try to use that love your enemy. That's not talking about everybody. That's talking about Israelites, mainly brothers in the truth right now.
If you have brothers that, to break that down real quick, if you have somebody that you have a disagreement with, you're still supposed to care for that brother. If you find him in the street somewhere and he's hungry, if you got it, you're supposed to feed him. Whether you get along or not, that's just a custom what we have between one another. You know, whether you see eye to eye or not.
It ain't for heathens and forgiving heathens for, doing you dirty. They, like what we just talked about, they see that and they like, oh, we got him.
Yeah, that's the white man's breakdown of the scriptures, man, and slavery, man. That's why our people go by it today, man. Loving the other nation, loving your enemies, which is our enemies, but the elders just broke it down on that scripture, man.
What I'm gonna say go ahead, bro. But we'll come back.
You want me to finish this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is 12. And I carried from there the altar for its Davidic altar, and I dragged it before Chemosh in Koriat, and I settled it in men of Sharon and Marit. And Chemosh said unto me, go seize Ebal against Israel. So I proceeded by night and fought with it from the crack of dawn to midday. And I told it, and I slew all of them, 7,000 men and boys and women and maidens, because I dedicated it to Ashtar Chemosh. I took the vessels of Yahweh, and I dragged them before Chemosh, and the king of Israel had built Yahaz, and he dwelt in while he was fighting with me, but Chemosh drove him out before me. So I took from
Moab, 200 men.
And with those heathens that really didn't understand it was according to the Most High's will that he was allowing those groups to. It had nothing to do with Chemosh. Their idol has no power within it. It was the Most High was giving Israel to the hand of those Moabites. You know, but that was because King David had raised up an adversary in these nations, man. When he had them in subjection, so when his kingship went down, basically Israel was no longer a threat because his mighty men and all those men that was responsible for keeping the kingdom intact, they were no longer there. And the Most High basically that was after Solomon, that was when the kingdom split, and the northern kingdom was given to a wicked king Jeroboam, and then you had Rehoboam over the south. All right, and basically Israel went into shambles, man. From that moment on,
From king to king, and
The king was there.
and everybody was coming after us, man. The king of Syria, the king of Babylon,
He kept
the
trying to hold off.
Moabites.
Kept trying to hold off the king of Babylon. Hey man, we can't beat you, so we just gonna pay you.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah, man.
They kept coming. They saw that we was divided and weak.
But what this proves is what that says in Apocrypha, he that teaches his son be with the enemy.
That's right.
You know?
I was getting to that.
Because you teach your son war and you teach him who their enemies are. You know?
So like, I remember what I was gonna say that y'all can finish that I still got some like that.
Oh, even in that movie Black Panther, it showed that, you know, because what happened? What's the actor name? The light skinned dude.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. When he was he was basically raised in America, but his father was brothers with the king, with T'Challa dad. But he knew that Esau was the enemy. That's why he tried to basically transport those weapons, those Wakanda weapons, to America so that the Jakes here could fight. You know, because he seen the wickedness that was done unto him.
Yeah, didn't they use that Edomite dude?
Yeah.
What's that?
Got the buck dude with the one arm, right?
Yeah.
He used them, man.
Yeah. Fine.
What I was gonna say was shit, I lost it. Damn, man, I would let that go. No. Stop. Charleston Heston in Planet of the Apes, what he said was, because our people are so nice and docile, he said, well, if this is the most we gotta deal with, we can take this place over with 60 men in 3 weeks. Or something, I forgot the exact quote, but
That
it was
was
something like
that
that.
was the same thing that
Yeah.
Right, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
This is the toughest people. We'll get this in no time. We'll take this over in no time.
And I back that account up with the Moabite stone. It's actually in the scriptures, man. That's why you got to know the history, man. This is Second Kings 3 and 4. It says, and Mesha, king of Moab, was a sheep master, and rendered unto the king of Israel 100,000 lambs and 100,000 rams with the wool. But it came to pass when Ahab was dead, King Ahab, that king of Moab rebelled against the king of Israel. And that's where that whole account, that's where that stems from.
Fine.
There was a rebellion that started to happen. But it wasn't just from the Moabites, Esau too. It tells you that in 2 Kings, the 8th chapter, that they also rebelled from the kingdom of David, the kingdom of Judah. You know? Because they remembered what King David and Joab did when they went over there into Mount Seir. They slew all those men and had them fleeing down to Egypt while they was taking their women. You know?
They remember it to this day, man.
Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And all these meetings in the United Nations, you know, all these other councils they have, you know, the EU and NATO, all right, they conspire against the Israelites, all right. So heathen nations conspired against us. Go ahead.
The name they have come, they have said, come and let us cut off from being from being a nation.
Yeah, cut the Israelites off from calling themselves Israel. All right, and that was all ordained by the Most High, man. All right, in Jeremiah 17, and 4. All right, that was all ordained by the Most High. But that's why we out here to tell you, man. Your enemies don't love you, man. All right, look at the other nations as your enemies, man. They don't have your best interest at hand, man. All right, they're here to destroy you, man, and keep you down, man. All right.
That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent.
Hey, but the Most High is raising up his elect, man. Like I said earlier, man. His elect gonna know that there is elects, man. All right? His elect is gonna know that the other nations are the enemy, man. All right? Yeah.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
The house of Edom, which is the so-called white man. The Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs. All right? They open the little bodegas in the hood and shit, the corner stores. All right? They feed you all kind of abominations, man. All right? Take advantage of you, man. All right? They might smile in your face, but, you know, in the back of their minds, they call you niggas, man. All right? They call you derogatory names, man. All right? They want to sleep with our women. All right?
Oh, since you said that, Esau and Ishmael, man, they treat our women like straight up filth, man. They do what they heart desire with you.
And our women accept it because it's Esau.
Yeah.
If Jake was treating his woman like Esau did, see, our women would cuss us out, try to take everything we got, and leave us.
Yeah, man. Like they really, especially the women of our nation that are like the scum of our nation, the ones that sell themselves out, they sell their bodies and their souls for any little material gain, you know, those Saudi princes and these old Edomite, wealthy, rich Edomites, and they take advantage of that. All right, and they do all type of debauched, depraved sexual acts with our women. And these are the same women that you niggas go on Instagram and like and talk about how you want to wife them.
God.
You're nutting them and raise children with them. These same bitches are getting thrown out and they getting all type of shit done to them that's below human.
Yeah, Bob.
Great.
All right?
Emirates, you know, they get pissed on, shitted on, you know, all for 10,000 or some shit.
Gangbanger out.
Yeah.
She get banged out by the whole family.
God and his friend.
Yeah, man.
By Labib.
Let their sons hit after them.
Their sons be 12 years old, smashing these brackets.
Yeah. And then she come back to America, and then she gonna put up those little selfies and a nice ass suite with money and you know, a nice car, a luxurious car.
Kind of saying, wish I could go back.
Yeah.
But that's how destroyed our people are, especially our women.
But they're showing you that they're your enemy by treating your women like they're not women.
Inhumane.
These are supposed to be your wives that are supposed to help raise your children, but your enemy is flying her out and peeing and nutting in her face, all in her eye and her nose, doing the whole nine, man.
Our women of any nation are an integral part of that nation.
God.
Like Bob Shaw, like so. Get First Edges. It's like in the 3rd chapter. It's talking about women have rule over because they're an integral part of our nation. Yeah, I think it's 3.
Also, Isaiah 3.
Kind.
Women rule over them.
Yeah.
These women rule over you Jakes, man. And that's how Esau is able to get through to you Jakes, is through your women. You know? You got a lot of so-called Edomite, so-called white supremacists that hate niggas, but they actually marry black women
Con.
and have seed with them. So a lot of the trader women of our nation, they actually bring forth his seed. You know,
Con.
he has a low sperm count. Like their birth rate is very low. So instead of pumping his own woman, he's using the women that it tries to keep bringing forth his seed.
Con, bro.
You know, that's why a lot of you women of our nation, man, you're the biggest traders, man. You know, you're the biggest traders, man. I ain't saying every last one of you women, but the majority of you are a bunch of traders, man.
Con. Even they show you that in the show, Dear White People.
Yeah.
The main girl who's supposed to be pro-black and all that for basically for her people, she's smashing a white dude.
That's all the front.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all those pro-black feminist bitches, and they listen, all those so-called nigga women that's feminists, and they claim to be pro-black and they try to step out on so-called black matters or issues, man. Whose right socks are hand in hand with them?
Okay.
The so-called white woman. All she is just a proliferator of so-called white supremacy. But she does it under the pretense of being for the cause of her own people.
Right.
Right? She's really upholding Edomite supremacy. That's all she's doing. Okay.
Yeah, one banker guy, George Soros, man. He funds all that Black Lives Matter shit.
And then puts a nigga woman at the head of it to make fool you niggas thinking that she's leading this. And she's funding it. And she's, advocating doing all that. These nigga women is always been in bed with Esau, man.
And the devil.
Because she's not wise enough to double cross.
They made that pack in the garden, man. The
Done.
garden beat them.
This is 1 Ezra chapter 4 and 13. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, it is not the great king nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king.
I'll tell you why. Why women are so important. This is why women are important in their role, though. But only a strong-minded man can keep them in that role and limit them to that role. Because when you start putting them all out of the role, bad things happen, man.
Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule of sea and land.
Yeah, so you can't make babies without women, man. That's a part of your nation growing, being fruitful and multiplying is through women. You're not just gonna lay down with any old sloppy ass woman. You're gonna try to get something different. Something with a similar mind to you that's gonna help you guide your family right. That's what you would hope to do anyway. If you're in your right mind, go ahead.
Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards.
They nourish up the women. I mean, the women nourish up the children who then plant the vineyard. So it's not the wine that came from it. Those that planted the vineyard came out of it. That's the point he's making there. Go ahead. And they were born the king. The king came out of was nourished up by a woman. Keep going, bro.
Planted the vineyard from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women cannot men be.
Yeah. We need women. I don't even need to read no more, bro. That's it. Women are an integral part of what happens in a well-run nation. Okay? They're important. They're born all the people. And tell me somebody that didn't come of a woman. Yeah, I wish I came of a woman. Everybody comes out of a woman's womb. Even with your virgin birth. But
In these days, Esau, he can make laboratory babies and shit.
That's two babies. Right?
Yeah, the difference between the elect men is we're born of the Spirit, man.
That's right.
Reborn of the spirit. Right.
Born again, man. We're born of the Spirit. So the men of the elect are not don't succumb to the feminine wiles, man.
Con.
All right, we're not of this world, man. The woman's of this world. All right, and you niggas that bow down to women of this world. Right. All right, if you're born of the Spirit, you know what the woman's purpose is. Right. You know she made a pact with Satan in the Garden of Eden, and you know not to trust her ass. Like she's the enemy as well.
Yeah, so like 26, you alluded to earlier, and 24, but the 26th chapter it says, keep her in straightly, and don't marvel not if she trespasses against you. Yeah. Woman, if you leave her kind of the freedom, give her too much liberty, she gonna do some wicked ass shit, man.
Nah, you gotta set boundaries. Bounds.
You got to, and you gotta enforce those boundaries. Right. But you gotta be aware of it and see it coming, because they're simple creatures. I hate to say it that way. They're not real deep, but they're real important though. You know, because if we can't do everything as men. Some jobs are just for women. I can't breastfeed my babies and nourish them up. I don't have time to stop this war, to go and make sure there's dinner for the kids, or whatever else. There's more important things that are at hand here. But what happens in this society? Those same women that are supposed to have these submissive thoughts are now got these masculine thoughts being pushed out in society. That's starting to rule situations and rule households and rule nations. They rule our nation. We should just bring that out. Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Isaiah 3 and 12. I hold it. No, you got it, bro. I got this. I got it for you. Isaiah chapter 3. Yep. Isaiah 3 and 12 says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
That's right. The Lord is talking to the men of Israel, man. The woman rule over the men, man. All right.
I don't wonder how people are.
Our people are destroyed, man. All right, our men are destroyed, man, because the nation starts with the man, man. Because the man push forth the ways of life, as you can say on the earth, man. Yeah. All right. But it has to be through the power of the Most High, man, and through His Son, man, to enforce the ways of righteousness on the planet, man. So our men, in majority, don't have that ruling class mentality, don't have that judgment of the Heavenly Father. Thus causes confusion, man. All right, and men are weak to women.
All
right. Because women are a glory, man. All right, it says that in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. No, the 11th chapter. All right, women are a glory, man.
You can tell when a man has a good woman or has a woman around him, he deals different.
Yeah.
Shit don't bother him the same. Yeah. He don't feel as oppressed.
A woman's supposed to calm you down, man.
Right.
All right. But not in this society, man. Like, okay, this society's hell, but if you're an Israelite man in society, you catch hell from work, at least you can come home and see a woman and she serve you, she massage you, make you feel better. That makes the hell bearable, man. But we can't even have that, man.
You come home and you be at work at slavery at work and be like, fuck, I'm about to get off. You know there's an argument waiting for you at the house.
Exactly.
You catch more hell at home with your woman than at work with Esau, man.
Yep.
That's how it works out for a lot of these men.
Hey, it's hell all around, man. Yep. That's why I can't wait till America be destroyed.
That's right.
That's why it says in Micah the 7th chapter, it says, and then she that is mine enemy,
shall see it. She gonna see all this destruction, man. All right, and she gonna be trodden down. All right, she better humble down, man. All right, and hopefully, man of the Lord have mercy on her.
Yeah, I got something. This is Sirach 26 and verse 2. I'll start at 1. It says, blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. And virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
You women, you females in these churches ain't virtuous.
Kind.
So don't let the word virtuous woman. You go to church. Don't let that fool you, man. You're not virtuous, all right. All right, you're the most wicked women in these fucking churches, man. All right.
Yeah, shit. Really, she's out of order to begin with, just for bringing him to that church.
Yeah.
Because you allowing the influence and the energy of another man to rule over your wife.
Yeah.
He's basically teaching your woman, and that's against the scriptures. And she actually is more inclined to listen to the pastor than to listen to you.
It's all shit. If you correct something that you don't believe that he say.
She ain't virtuous, man. It says, a virtuous woman rejoices in her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
In peace, man. All right? You get with a woman, she brings you fucking just all war, man. There always has to be a battle, man. You know? On who obtains the power, man. It always has this battle, this earth is about power, man.
You want to deal with a woman and you be like, man, I just want to, so now I can just kick it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's so messed up nowadays. You can't tell your woman you want some sex tonight. And I'm sorry, baby, but I want a hot meal. I want to sex on a She don't understand. It's a big deal. And she don't, become a big deal about it. Damn, I can't be honest with you. Of all people, I'm intimate with you. I can't be honest with you. That's the dynamic that's been created by giving these bitches liberty, man. Straight up. Now they feel like they gonna play the games to have some type of power trip over you and control you with they box, with their pleasure box. It's a messed up thing, man. That's why Paul said it's better you don't have one. That's not for everybody, but I'm just saying it's better because you're gonna have trouble in the flesh.
Scripture say, man, the vengeance is gonna fail.
Yep.
And it's failing. Because real men in the Lord, we don't give a fuck about your box. You know that. You know?
Man, look at the women going down there in Venezuela, man.
Yeah.
That's coming up to America, man. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait, man.
I got $2, baby.
I can't wait till I see you. I can't wait till I see you women grovel, man.
Time.
All right. You know, if I'm part of the elect, man, you women gonna have to be just you gonna have to be kneeling. For me to take it, man. You know.
And I want to that you said you know when a man has a good woman by how his countenance and how he he doesn't look too distressed all the time. He looks like he's a little healthy. You know what I'm saying? This is Sirach 26 and 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones.
Hey,
Man got a little belly on him.
yeah, because
Man looking all good, skin is flush and smooth and glowing and shit. That's what happens, man. When a man's getting well taken care of and all and his emotional needs. Men got emotions. We're not completely emotionless. We're just in better control of them than women.
yeah, men love harder than women.
Yeah.
Women love their hair. That's why they see the so-called black women. That's why the fake hair weave industry is a $5 billion business. All right, because women love their hair, man. Men love the woman.
Their glory is their hair.
That's right.
What does that saying go? A man will love a woman, but a woman will only love what the man can do for her.
Time.
It ain't true she loved. That's why you don't fall in love with her, man.
Right.
You don't fall in love because she's not in love with you.
Time.
All right?
Time.
Straight up, man.
If you always have that in the back of your head,
Remember that?
you're not gonna submit to it. You're not gonna be fooled by it.
Yeah, a lot of these simp-ass entertainers, they gotta learn the hard way. They gotta learn the hard way. These ball players, these athletes, they gotta figure that one out, man.
Kevin Hart, old bitch ass, fucking crying. No, I apologize to my wife. I made a mistake. Blah blah blah.
Tyrese.
Yeah, you the king of comedy right now. You gotta go
Yeah, if
apologize
any
to
woman
a
is
ragged-
one,
Time.
apologize to a ragged ass woman. You can have any woman you want on the planet that you want.
You making all that money. You like you said, top comedian.
Everything going for you.
Man,
You gotta go apologize to her. It's crazy, man. And that's matriarchal society. Making men all effeminate.
Time.
The Most High's not dealing with it. Where's that script at? Is that Peter?
Yeah, feminine.
Feminine.
Time.
that's why King King David, he had many wives. King
Con.
Solomon had many wives.
Right.
Con.
You know,
That's what checks and
because they was masculine, man.
Con.
They want more than one woman, man. You know?
Hey, if his father King David was going, he had more than one wife also.
Of course.
If he was going over to get variety of spices from America before it was established, if he wanted variety in his food, you think he wouldn't want variety in his bed chamber?
Yeah, it said that in the scriptures. King David, when he took over another nation, he took wives and concubines.
Yeah.
Spoils. That's part of the spoils, man.
It's a list of things that the Heavenly Father is
yeah,
not
yeah,
dealing with, man. You got a list. First,
6 and 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High?
and if you following after a woman, you're not righteous. You out of balance. The Heavenly Father don't deal with that. We read that in Proverbs 11 chapter already.
You letting your woman rule over you, and letting your woman make decisions for you. Man, you're not fit for the kingdom.
She putting you in a corner where you got to make a decision on what to do next.
Giving you an ultimatum, and come on,
I don't do ultimatums.
damn.
Letting her run you is like letting your members control your spirit.
Letting your children.
Because a woman she's naturally fleshly, she's carnal.
Yeah.
So if you let a woman rule you,
All right.
it's like you might as well let your flesh rule you, man. You know, instead of using your head, which your spirit dwells within your head, man. And who's supposed to be the head? The husband, the man. You know.
Private property.
Or even the sidewalk was too.
Oh, okay. We put some of the spirit down in the front.
We used to take that, but then our supervisor said this whole area was private property. Can't be lower than that spot.
All right. No problem.
Well, let's try to move.
Yeah.
We'll just move
We'll come
forward.
back over there.
Thank you guys.
We'll be back momentarily, brothers.